What is up, guys? Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
And we're back at it to answer your questions. That's right, your questions. There's another episode of For the Greater
WAAAGH.
Hooty Hoo.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, simply comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And that is what...
You got it, don't you?
Oh, okay, sorry. Yes, that is what Shia Surprise did. Ooh. But you spelled surprise with a 5. Anyways, how is it possible for the Raven Guard and other stealthy Space Marines to move slightly or silently and with agility? Even if their armor is supposedly a tad less heavy, it still looks very bulky. Why not just use scout armor or something akin to it? Good question. How are Space Marines stealthy? A lot of, like the Raven Guard themselves, they're stealthy in the sense that they appear out of nowhere, because they fly in and their jetpacks are pretty, powerful. But it's more of a stealthiness of like, boom, they're here, like they're shocking, I guess. Not so much like, I'm gonna sneak up behind you, right?
Well, unless you're Corvus Corax, which he can like literally mask his presence.
Yeah.
He could literally be right in front of us and we wouldn't know it.
Another Legion too, the Alpha Legion,
yes.
They were perceived as stealthy because they actually had secret agents who were probably working with the Alpha Legion. So by the time the enemy realized the Alpha Legion was right behind them, stabbing them in the back, and they were like, "Oh wow, you snuck up behind me!" But in reality, some guy left the door open and they came in like normal or whatever. So there's other ways. Being stealthy doesn't necessarily mean sneaking up on you. Yeah. Next question.
This one's by Dragon Punch 903. What would happen if the Tau were overtaken by the Kroot? Kroot leaders. That's an interesting one. I don't think that'll ever happen, seeing as how the Kroot are a very primitive species. Tau are very technologically advanced. They'd probably be able to see like an uprising like this coming from a mile away. And yeah, I mean, to me, it kind of reminds me of the whole Avatar thing, where you have like robots and like military trained men going up against these like, natives and whatnot. So I mean,
the best example would be the Native Americans versus the colonists or whatever. The colonists had superior power, even when the Indians had access to horses and guns. They were still not at the forefront of technology. They were just given whatever technology the colonists had already received, and look at where they are. Even though the Native Americans did rebel, or they didn't really rebel, but they fought the colonists. At the end, they didn't win, and that's what would happen to the Kroot.
They may win once, one battle here, one battle there, but
at the end they don't. Next question comes from Roly, or Roril. Is the Emperor physically a normal human? On every artwork, he is as high as the Primarchs, and I don't think he could hide on Terra, and nobody would notice a 3-meter tall man with the most fabulous hair on the planet. So, is the Emperor physically normal? As normal as a being born from the sacrifice of 100 or 1,000 psychers would be. I think a lot of his height has to do with his armor. He's wearing high heels underneath that armor. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in every picture you pretty much see of the Emperor, he's like, standing above and beyond everybody else. Now this may be due to the artist. So if someone is powerful and is strong and is guiding of a force as the Emperor, obviously you want to build him up. And what better way than to make him look bigger and more intimidating than everybody else?
Yeah.
Kind of like with Napoleon. You always hear that he was like, a shorter guy, but like when you see him in like paintings and stuff like that, he's always the focal point. He's, proud, riding a horse, that kind of thing.
Yeah, even though he was only 5'7".
Which is not really short.
For French people at that time.
Right.
Or for Mexicans. Next question.
Gore316. Hey guys, love your videos. My question is, Do you think that the Eldar will ever become a unified force again? Could they unite under one leader, and who might that be? I mean, orcs have united all thanks to Gaskell, and the humans have the Emperor. Chaos has Abaddon, and the Nids have the Hive Mind. So, what do you think would have to happen for the Eldar to be unified once again?
They kind of already are starting to get unified. They're going to all be unified under one god or one religion, and that is what's it called? The Incarn?
Yeah.
No.
Ennead.
Because you're already seeing it.
The Inari has forces from Harlequins, Eldar craft worlds, Dark Eldar,
Exodites,
yeah, they're all there.
So it's happening. It's just a slower story because again, there's not that many Eldar players, so GW is not putting in the effort to, go through that. Next question comes from Wolfie of Honor.
Oh.
Is Emperor a heretic? He himself said that he is not a god. Therefore, by Inquisition standards, he is a heretic. I don't think the Inquisition would really try to kill the Emperor right now because he says that. But yeah, I guess he's a heretic, I guess.
To himself.
Next question.
Terror Blades. If you guys could bring back the squats, how would you do it?
Just bring them back. Just say, hey, look, these guys have been around, or these guys are a survivor group. They survived.
Where Beyonce at?
I'm a survivor. Yeah.
I just want to hear you saying
okay. that. So it's a survivor group that came in on a fleet. You see Spacemarine chapters going through this all the time. Their founding planet, what is it called? Their homeworld gets destroyed, and then they become a crusading chapter. That's what would have happened to the squats. The Tyranids destroyed their homeworld. Therefore, now they are a crusading race, and they are coming at a time when not only is there a ceasefire and an armistice with the Eldar and the humans. So now they're coming back and saying, hey, you guys aren't killing the Eldar. Can you guys not kill us? And we'll help you fight, the Tyranids, in another portion of the galaxy where you need help. That's how I would bring them back.
I feel like that'd be a very great strategy. Hey, you guys aren't killing the Eldar anymore. Don't kill us.
Yeah. Hey, what gives?
Yeah.
Next question. I have one from Shadow Butcher. Are the Eldar gods truly dead, or does someone have to gut Slanesh to free my Eldar divine homies? Good question, and I think it would be a really good story for GW to do. That Slanesh gets gutted by what's it called? The Incarn?
Yeah, Ennead.
I keep messing it up. And just like in the story of the founding of the Greek or Roman pantheon, where Zeus freed his brothers and sisters from Cronus. Same situation. That would be really badass. So can it happen? Yeah, it can happen. Has the lore said that the Eldar gods are in Slanesh's belly? No. Next question.
Dave Freeman. What would you guys add to your codex if you could add any unit or make any changes?
Oh.
This guy doesn't even have a codex.
I don't even have a codex, so let's start there. What would you do? You don't have... Tau don't have a codex.
No, Tau don't have a codex yet. I feel like maybe bringing down the points a little bit, make it more easier to have a larger army, because I feel like I feel like the Tau don't really you don't really see too many models on the field, if that makes sense.
I think you are in dire need of some really good Kroot models.
Yeah, that's another thing. Have like a new Kroot bioform or something.
Get rid of the Krootox and put something more badass looking, because that model's kind of old now.
It is very old, yeah. I don't even think they sell it anymore.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I tried picking up some Kroot the other day because I wanted to start an
auxiliary.
Yeah, like an ally to the orcs. But yeah, they're all sold out. I think orcs are in dire need of something that packs a good punch, like a good firepower that destroys. So basically, anti-infantry. They need something that's better anti-infantry, because a squad of boys with Shudas can't do much to like a Space Marine unit. Yeah.
Yeah, the real strength that the orcs have is that you can bring them in large numbers. Because I mean, well, this is how I would play orcs if I played orcs. I'd have a unit of speed freaks with some looters, have a bunch of orc boys in trucks, and a like big scary thing like a Gorka Morka or Gorkanut or whatever. So I'd move up with the bikes as like a distraction unit, while the looters would fire from behind. Have the Gorkanut kind of be a distraction, like, oh, do I fire at this big thing? I've got, bikes coming at me too. And at the same time, kind of move up with the orcs and tar pit whatever gets in the way.
Don't worry. Next question. Will the end time... Oh, this comes from Andron Allen. Will the end times come to 40K? Probably not.
No, I don't think so. When fantasy ended, it was not a good time. You had a bunch of angry fans, and it came out with Age of Sigmar, which not a lot of people are too fond of.
And I think a lot of it has to do with like, oh, you destroyed my old world.
Mm-hmm.
So even people who play the game just to play the board game, even if you change their lore, I think they still get a little like butthurt and stuff.
Yeah.
We do, because we are lore enthusiasts, but I would hate for that to happen to 40K. I have a question from Bruce Corey. Do you think all of Earth's forces would stop a full Space Marine chapter, or would me all be defeated? So could the Earth, I'm guessing you're saying, what could the Earth right now defeat a Space Marine chapter?
Ooh, I don't think so. Well, no.
Especially with Terminator armor, Primaris Marines.
And that's only like 1,000 Marines at most. Like, that's scary.
And he did say chapter, so I'm guessing you're bringing in all the fleet. The fleet alone can probably just exterminate us the Earth right now.
Yeah.
Next question. Oh no, that's not one. Okay, so this is from Vermilion Beta. Let's say that a Space Marine chapter approached a planetary governor with the order to trade with the Xenos race to complete a mission of great importance. The governor will agree, or not, or will the governor agree or not for fear of the Inquisition to retaliate for dealing with the Xenos? If a Space Marine told a planetary governor, I would say yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, there's two. I mean, if you're like a paranoid, inquisitor, planetary governor inquisitor, you'd be thinking, oh, is this guy trying to get me in trouble? Is he trying to make me do this to have the Imperium get at me? But yeah, I think they do it.
Yeah, because even if you are like like what did you say? He's
like paranoid?
Yeah, he's paranoid. Even if he's paranoid, I think he'll be too paranoid, or he would be too fearful to say no to a Space Marine chapter,
right,
or a Space Marine fleet. He would just agree and then hope that if the Inquisition does say something, the Space Marines would step in and be like, no, it was because of us. Mm-hmm. And if you want to attack this planetary governor and his planet, then we're going to fight you.
Yeah, so you got to come through us.
Yeah. And those were the questions for today. Thank you for sending them our way. We really enjoy answering them for you guys. And again, just comment down below.
Yeah. A really interesting batch of questions yet again. So don't forget, we answer these 3 times a week. So keep on pumping them out.
Oh, yeah.
Remember to put question in front of your question because we get to those
first.
Don't forget, we have many social media outlets for you guys to enjoy. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and
Pinterest.
Oh,
Patreon.
Patreon. But yeah, I've been the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
This is One Mind Syndicate, and we are out of here.